day.
Good day.
Thank you so much for the co-creation of this moment and for being a symbol of my higher self and for being my passion.
It is our passion and our pleasure to do so. What would you like to discuss?
I would like to discuss accessing my third eye. When I try, I often have headaches, and I often get visuals of very upsetting, traumatic scenes. And then
such as
often they're kind of rape scenes.
Yes.
And so, for instance, one time I was trying to do a past life regression, and then I was led by somebody I know in my childhood home into a room, and then that scene started to play out, and then I screamed no, and I was taken out of the scene, and then I haven't been able to.
All right. Do you believe this is something that actually physically happened to you as a child?
No.
Then what is the idea that it symbolizes for you?
The only thing I can think of is some kind of powerlessness.
All right. Why do you believe that you are powerless? Where did you learn the idea that you are powerless? And why do you hold on to that idea if that is the resistance that you are experiencing in your attempts to open up your third eye? What are you afraid might happen if you are successful in that?
I'm not sure.
Well, let's explore that idea. Let us say
Okay.
then you go through some kind of exercise or ritual and you are successful in opening up your third eye. What do you imagine is supposed to occur when you do that? What kind of abilities would you then have in your imagination?
In my imagination, I see my whole world opening up on all levels. I feel like.
What does that mean? Can you give us a specific example physically of what that means?
Physically. Oh, you mean in my day-to-day life?
In other words, you said your whole world would open up. What does that mean? What's an example of your world opening up? What would be happening that's different than what's happening now?
What would happen that is different than happening now is I feel that I would have a stronger sense of self and clarity.
A stronger sense of self. What do you have a sense of yourself as now? As powerless, as you said? Powerless to do what? Powerless to follow your passions in life?
Yes.
Why do you feel powerless to follow your passions? What are you afraid will happen if you do follow your passions?
I have to admit, I'm actually afraid of being myself.
Because what do you think will happen if you are? What are you afraid will happen if you do?
The only thing I can think of, and it doesn't even completely make any sense to me, is I have this idea that I'm a bad person and that will come out and I have to keep it down.
All right. I will tell you a secret, if I may.
Yes? Sure.
A, you're not a bad person. And B, because you are concerned that you might be a bad person, proves that you're not a bad person, because bad people are never concerned that they might be bad. Do you understand?
Yes.
So you will always check yourself to make sure that you are staying on track in the vibration that you prefer to be in. You wouldn't even consider the idea if you were not a good person. Does that make sense to you? Do you understand?
Yes, that makes sense. And And
So there's really nothing to worry about, because you can always take the time to check to make sure that what you are putting out is the best possible energy with the best possible intention. So since you are constantly willing to check yourself to make sure you are not doing something negative, then you have the opportunity to realize that that check and balance system within your consciousness will prevent you from really doing something negative. And even if you mistake something and wind up doing something that might be considered negative, you will correct yourself. You will course correct as you go. And these are the lessons you will learn in life. And this is the process that you've agreed to go through to learn lessons and stay on course as to the true being that you are. Yes?
Yes.
And that's okay. That's okay. There is no judgment in this except the judgment you heap upon yourself. You're not judged by all that is. You're going through experiences. You are aware that you're going through experiences where you might make some mistakes or do things you don't prefer to do. And you are willing to course correct yourself and learn the lessons that bring you back to center. Yes?
Yes.
Then don't worry about it. Just move forward, knowing that you have this course correction mechanism firmly planted in your consciousness, that you will always pay attention to what you're doing and that you will do your best. And that's all that you can do. Yes?
Yes.
Are you a little bit more relaxed about this?
Yes.
That's a hesitant yes.
I
Are you still not sure that you will course correct? Why are you so worried that you will be a bad person? Who taught you that you are a bad person?
Because of,
Or at the very least, that you're not necessarily a good person. Who taught you this?
my mom.
All right.
She told me I wasn't.
Do you understand that that's her fear about herself? And that she's just projecting it on you? Do you understand that?
Yeah, I feel guilty about the things I did as a child.
Such as?
I wasn't always the nicest to my siblings, and
all right. And
I
why do you feel guilty about it? Because you know it's not the vibration you prefer. Therefore, again, the guilt is simply an indication that you're checking yourself. You know that that's not the vibrational state that you prefer to be in. That's not the vibration that is true for you. But you have to let go of the guilt to learn the lesson that you've already learned. That's not your preferred vibration. Otherwise, you're just stuck in the vibration that you don't prefer because you keep choosing to feel guilty. So fine, that's not how you now wish to behave from this point forward. Let go of the fact that you need to keep feeling that guilt, because otherwise you won't move forward. You won't learn the lesson.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay. Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I know it does. That's why I said it.
Thank you.
Does this help?
Will letting go of the guilt allow me more access to my third eye?
Of course. Do you think that guilt is part of the idea of opening up your third eye?
No.
All right. Then open the door and understand that, again, even if you make what you typically call a mistake, you now know you don't have to feel guilty about it because you're willing to learn the lesson that helps you bring yourself back into alignment. This is all karma is. Karma, in its original intention, is called action. And it means you just take the actions once you recognize you might be out of balance to bring yourself back into balance. That's it. That's all karma is that recognition that you're out of balance and a willingness to bring yourself back into balance. It's not about guilt. It's not about punishment. It's not about retribution or revenge or anything like that. It's not about self-judgment. It's about recognizing that you are learning things and that what you are learning is something you can apply in the way that you prefer to, so that you can move forward and not anchor yourself to the past. You've learned the lesson. Move on.
Okay. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome. Anything else, or will that do?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Uh, do you have any suggestions on being more confident being oneself?
I just gave you all those suggestions.
Okay.
Because look at it this way as a paradox. You think you're not confident, but you're confident that you're not confident. So you're using your confidence to pretend you're not confident. It's not that you don't have confidence, it's that you're using your confidence in a negative way to pretend that you're not confident because you're very confident about the fact that you're not confident. See the
Oh,
paradox?
yes.
So it's not that you lack confidence, it's that you are confident that you lack confidence. So choose something else to be confident about.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Thank you. Yes?
Oh, can I ask one more question?
That was a question. I guess you need to ask another one then.
Um, in my dreams, I always dream of being in someone else's home. Can you?
Yes.
Is there a way I can
You're
dream of
not
being in my
at
own home?
you're not at home in yourself yet. When
Okay.
you take to heart all the things we've just discussed, you will find yourself in your own home, metaphorically speaking.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. Also, do you have any exercises or way of recognizing direct feeling of source?
No, don't worry about that right now. Just take to heart what we've already talked about. You'll find your way and you will have the experiences you need to have. Just relax.
Okay.
Don't be desperate and don't believe you're missing something. Just move forward in the way that we've discussed. All right? Everything will fall into place.
Thank you.
Relax. Enjoy. Good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.